Nonsense effect. Imagine I affected the whole shit out. Sorry. So live. Okay.
Ready? No, let's see. See, Mama just joined us. Hey, Mama. Oh my gosh, it's
Hello, everyone.
good that you're here, Mama. We want to hear some good news from you.
Yes, I have a good news.
Okay. Okay. Um,
Sabri and I got everyone had a new work leader. Show a couple things. This is really working. And it's one that I want to kind of take inspiration from. I'm about to buy it, so then I can over to someone else to do. So here, let's do electricals. Try to find one to be.
sorry, Spencer, are you talking to me?
Oh, sorry. No, I'm just thinking out loud. I forgot I have my mic on.
Oh, is that what you do when you think out loud?
Oh, trust me. Yes, I mutter to myself. I scribble notes. Yeah, absolutely.
Sure, that's thinking out loud, kind of talking out loud, and I guess thinking while you're talking.
Basically. But it's always nice to hear a voice while you kind of work, because as you talk, you could kind of get a little voice in your head going, "Are you sure that's right?" And then you're like, "Oh, wait, no, that's not." And then you go back to the project you're at hand. I always found that to be better.
And Jekyll and Hyde, your double personality.
Yeah,
Double
that's it.
personality.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the real Spencer, come out now. You want to see the real
Hello,
Spencer?
I am here. Uh,
Okay. Where are we missing now? Okay, Lucas made it. Hey, Lucas. Uh, okay. Well, Spencer, do you want to share a screen and we can kind of read and start the meeting? I don't know, did you message everyone that's not here?
Not yet. I can do that real quick. I can do that
Okay.
first. Do-
Okay.
My laptop's acting weird, guys. Okay.
Okay, messages have been sent. Okay. Okay. Uh, if we want to get started now, because I am in the process of moving, so yesterday got application for an apartment all the way at my new work site, so I am moving. Uh, if anyone knows how far I am moving, I'm moving all the way to Maryland. I'm moving all the way across the United States, which means I have to drive my car all the way across the United States, which will be a 5-day journey, um, which totals in about 126 hours worth of driving. So, yes, Lucas, it is fantastic. And I have leather car seats, so my skin will be glued to my car by the time I get there. So, I am going to be very fun. It's going to be very, very difficult. But I am in the process of moving right now. We're just doing the primary stuff of just moving the stuff I'm not using right now into storage systems and stuff like that. So my dresser, I don't have a dresser anymore. I have a stack of clothes. So that's fun. I am sleeping on an air mattress because I don't want to have to pack my bed last minute. So that's also fun. So I'm saying this because after I'm done with the humanoid, I will most likely leave the meeting. So, to Indra, if you want to pick up the running the meeting agenda after I leave, is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
Perfect.
Are you leaving today, Spencer?
No, but I'm packing a lot of stuff and I want to kind of focus on that. I don't want my parents to have to do it all without me, so I'm just like I want to help them since they are older parents, so I'm like I want to help them with it. Also,
Yeah.
Sharon, I like that background. There you
Yeah.
go. Okay.
Okay, well, congratulations, Spencer. I know we
Yes.
can't talk about where you're going to be working because it's
Yep.
one of those things. If I told you, I'd have to kill you. Top
Basically.
secret.
Yes. I have
So,
to go I have to go
you
through
know,
FBI clearance, so that's fun. Been getting nothing but calls for the last few days.
yeah,
With reference. I had to get my living situation for the last 12 years. So that was fun. Having to memorize and go back through all my addresses and say, this is where I've been, including the Pacific dorm rooms in college. So yeah, I see you down there, Oliver. Yes, this is the process.
so, uh, yes, all that said, Spencer is over the next couple of weeks, he'll be decreasing his time with us, just coming to these meetings, trying to lead the meetings as much as possible. And then once he gets settled in, he'll try to ramp back up and start
Yes.
working on stuff. So we'll probably be rescheduling the humanoid meeting for a
Yep.
time that's either during his lunchtime or maybe before he goes to work in the morning, or maybe on a Saturday or something like that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be
I
very,
I will say that for now, temporarily, it will be on Saturday. So I'm going to relocate it away from Thursday. So the humanoid meeting will be temporarily located to Saturday. That's just for ease of access sake and for me to have the week to kind of do stuff with my job and getting set up and all that kind of stuff and getting ready for the move. So I will relocate the humanoid meeting to Saturday uh, for now, but that is only a temporary position. I do plan to hopefully move it back to a time either before I go to work or during my lunch break once I have that figured out at my employer.
you know, okay, well, being a big company, sitting in the
Yeah,
cubicle somewhere in Maryland.
yeah, somewhere in
Yeah.
Maryland.
Yeah. But
Okay.
okay, well, that's great. It'll be a great experience, and I'm sure it'll help us here at FloLabs moving forward, having you have that experience and kind of continue to build our robots and our research that we want to kind of continue to do in our humanoid team. So
Okay. Well,
congratulations again. Go ahead,
thank you.
Spencer, take it away.
Okay. I saw last meeting you guys had a pretty short meeting just because probably a lot of people didn't attend the Wednesday meeting. Uh, Last meeting, Humanoid didn't have any update because I was busy. IoT, you guys finished your bomb. You're organizing your GitHub report repository. Thank you. I've looked at it. I would like it organized. Uh, and then you met with Haroon to get some of the missing information. So, I don't know what that's about. So I assume Haroon is taking a pause if I'm correct. Then we have front end, back end, multimodal, QA, FloLabs Travel didn't have any updates there. For automation, the meetings are going to YouTube. Yay. Awesome. I know that's been something we've been talking about for quite a while. Uh, the recruitment automation is being changed, so I don't know what's going on there, but I'd be interested to know how that's going. The Indeed applications will be redirected to HubSpot, so you're doing kind of like a middleman, which is fine. And then you have your LinkedIn posts are being automated, which are great. For data, you guys had an approved masterclass and you're tracking the website analytics, which is which is what we should be doing. Design, you're implementing a design system. I would love a little more detail into that. Hopefully you give it today. Space, there was no update in organization. No one really had any problems with organization. Okay. I see that we have no new team members, so we can move right into Humanoid. For Humanoid, what was done in the past week or probably week prior, more or less, is the new team members. Sabri, who was interested in working at Humanoid, I gave him a couple tasks. Most of those tasks are just research, which are looking into 3D printing providers, because as we start making our own robots, we don't want to have to set up our own 3D printers, take too much time. So he has that task, and then he has tasks to do some research on the webcams for the lab. I will say, Sabri, I know I gave you the 3D printing one first. If you can, try to work on the webcam ones first, since Antoine is there, so then I can get webcams for Antoine to install, so then I can take advantage of him being my labor for these next couple months.
Spencer, just to inform you, I worked on both tasks and they are already both done. So
Oh, great. Thank you. Okay. If you can put them in I don't know if you make sure you put what you found inside the actual task.
okay,
Yeah.
I talked with Mahmoud, so I told him that we should validate this research together,
Okay. Yeah.
so it can be valid work. So that's why I didn't put it in the task for now.
Okay. Yeah, I would for the 3D printing one, yes. You and Mohammed should meet and talk about that. Yes, that's what you should do.
Also, I talked with John and Indra to join you with the robotic team where there is a robot. I don't know if you know about this. I heard that we are making an autonomous robot that is just going around the room. So I talked to John, and he told me to ask you about this. So you
Yes.
can add me to Notion and give me some tasks or some masterclass to begin with until you come back.
Okay. Yeah, so what we're doing right now, one thing I am going to be focusing on this coming week is making the full-on roadmap for both the humanoid and the desktop robot. I'm going to go into extreme detail about how we're going to kind of do it. There are multiple ways. The big thing is that we've always been into the open source side of robotics with stuff like Orca Hand and Menlo's Asimov robot. So there's stuff there that I feel like we could do that could be very unique. Um, and obviously you probably understand this, Sabri. It is easier to combine, modify, and then make unique.
Yeah.
It's easier to not start from scratch. And that's where I see the roadmap going is all these technologies are out there. You have Orca
Mhm.
Hand out here with tactile human hands. You have Menlo with entirely 3D printed humanoid arms. You have stuff like you have Unitree's hip system. You have Unitree's uh, robotic system for chassis. You have all this technology, but with the amount I've tapped into both ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and it said can't find anybody that's combining these systems. That's taking the best of these open source technologies and then putting them to use. It's like, and to me, as a developer, as a mechanical engineer, and as a builder, I'm just like, why? Why are you not looking at this technology the same way I am and going, these could be combined? I mean, literally, Menlo's Asimov arms and the Orca arms have the same interface. They're built to be put together, and no one's going, yeah, let's put them together. It's like, why? Why aren't you? This is it. Like, here it is. Here's the technology. And so that's me. I'm gonna make that kind of roadmap right now. Right now, I'll probably give you more research based tasks into competitors and design stuff and stuff like that. Right now, until I have that roadmap made and
Is
figured
the,
out.
is this task related to both humanoid and desktop robot?
Yep, I have to make both
Okay.
roadmap.
Okay. Is there anything down for now? Because I think Indra said that we have a moving robot for now, a desktop one.
Yes, that is what that's what we're developing right now, doing the simulation stuff. Because I know the software is going to be the toughest thing because the hardware for moving robots at that scale already exists. Companies have already produced their own. I found one yesterday for just a little model kit that you could put together for $176. And I'm like, there it is. I want to see what they're using going, okay, send it over to Haroon or the CAIPO team and go, where can we improve on this? Do we not use this Arduino board? Do we not use this chip? Do we not use this battery? Do we sub it out for this or this? That's where improvement comes from.
I got you.
Gonna get,
Thank
you got it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that,
and just the short-term things we want your help with, Sabri, so we can focus on. And since you're working with Antoine as a buddy in IoT, might be good for you to work as his buddy on some of the stuff that's going on in the humanoid team, specifically getting Unitree robot. He has a Unitree RoboDog, and he's now has access to that, and I think he's made some progress. We have to. Hopefully, Mohammed has ordered the Starlink, and so I don't know how long that's going to take for us to get the Starlink, but. Anyway, Antoine also has Starlink at his place. He has the Starlink Mini. So the plan is to access the RoboDog remotely. So all of our team members can manipulate the robots remotely in the lab. So that and then selecting the webcams that we're going to use that we have to order fairly soon. I mean, we should probably by beginning of next week order the webcams so we get those over here. And then we can start testing even without the Starlink. Antoine can, he can have one at his place, and we can have you, Sabri, kind of access that remotely and start to, figure that out. We also have a couple of guys that will be joining us. They signed the agreements a few days ago, and they have to do their embedded systems guys from Turkey. I think they've got their masters, they finished, but they have to finish their internship. They have to do land-based, but a month, at least a month or something like that. So I think they're coming here for a month. And they'll be here. Two of them will be here, two guys with Antoine. So we really kind of want to, while they're here, get everything organized at the lab and get that up and running. So yeah, that's in the short term, if you can work on that. So yeah, thank you, Sabri. Welcome to the humanoid team.
Thank you, John. So about the webcams, I have already done my research, and they are ready. I don't know if Spencer have some time so we can, because you are planning to buy this stuff by the next week. So I think we should look after these webcams and choose one. I don't know, Spencer
yeah,
have some time, or we can have a meeting on the next week. I don't know.
yeah. So I could do a meeting. I mean, I have to be a little, stringent, but yeah, I'll contact Muhammad, send a message to him over Discord so that me, you, and Muhammad can have a meeting, because Muhammad is the one that does purchases. So me, you, and Muhammad will go over. I'll look over what kind of choices you made once you post it onto the task, which one you kind of agree with, and then I'll kind of say, hey, I like this one, and then we'll go from there. So make sure you get down your research into that task, so then I can look at
Yeah.
it either early Monday morning or later today.
Okay, but Just I want to inform you that I have an exam for in 2 days. So I will be moving from my city to another city for 1 day. So it will be either Tuesday or Thursday. I can tell you.
Tuesday.
So we can have the meeting either tomorrow or Wednesday. Okay?
No. Sabri, you have done the research, right?
Yeah, everything is done. Yeah.
Yeah. So send that on the Humanoid team on the chat so everyone can access it.
Okay, yeah, we
And
can do
then
that.
Spencer can take a look at it. Spencer can see what you're suggesting and either he'll agree, he can message you. There's no reason to have a call and he
Yeah,
can
sure.
figure out by tomorrow and we can have Mohammed order.
Perfect.
I think that'll be the quickest way.
Okay. I agree with that.
Okay, that sounds
Okay.
good. And also,
Okay.
since Sabri here is interested in the little moving robot, I want to kind of show him this what we're looking at. So there was a robot that was called Louie. It was a little tiny moving robot. Um, of course, it doesn't provide a lot of detail into what they were using for hardware and uh, control systems and electronics. But here is one that did. So it's a little dev kit. You can kind of see what's going on. It has a motor attached to the phone, a single drive system. So essentially you have a pole that goes through a motor that attaches to the other side to drive the back wheels, and it
Mhm.
drives that system. But you can kind of see what we're trying to go for, where you attach your phone to the robot and it accesses a companion app that basically turns it into your little desktop buddy.
I got you. This is
I
okay. I think I saw just something like that on Instagram. So there is,
Yep.
I don't, I
They
think it's white and it's moving just like this.
Yeah, the only reason I bring this up is because this one actually provides me
Arduino
a
Uno,
list. Actually
Nice,
provides
nice.
me a list of their components that were used. So then I can go, okay, what do I want to sub out? What do I want to take away? What do I want to add? You know, Indra had used a IR sensor. Well, here is one. We want to add a LiDAR sensor to it so then she could do the other simulations that she's already doing. So we would need to add a LiDAR sensor to this, but maybe a bigger battery. Um, we really don't need
Mm-hmm.
motor control because technically the control comes from the phone. So so where can we sub out? Where can we get rid of? Where can we shrink down? Because as you can tell, this robot is sizably tall for on how small the track is. Um, and I do have plans to make one that is um slightly bigger than what this dimension has here. So this robot provides me a lot of good information to kind of jump off from and not start completely from scratch.
Um,
So
I have a question.
Indra,
Just a quick question about the motor control. Are you
Yep.
sure you don't need a motor control?
My thing is, it depends on what we do. If we do
Because
it where we need well, because I assume we could do it where the computer can take over the motor control instead of
mm,
needing an independent motor control entirely.
the thing is that usually the motor control is something that's like very specific per motor because if you want to have precise movements, you need something that can account for the error of the encoders
True.
and those parts. So I think that's something that, for example, all the motors for the commercial humanoids and quadrupeds have control systems embedded
Well,
in
yeah,
them for the
yep,
reason. So
embedded.
I think it's something dangerous to remove that.
Okay, yeah. Again, I'm not an electrical person, so for my opinion, it should land on deaf ears. But obviously, I plan to make one bigger than this. I actually almost plan it to be almost just under 2 times bigger in length and width. So it's going to be a decent sized desktop robot, but I plan it to be a little bit bigger than this. But my big thing is hopefully getting that height number down. I want it to be a little bit more squatty than it is right now, considering how they stacked up the boards here. I want to get that height down, and that's my big goal for determining how this is done. I also want to tilt, if you saw on the robot here, this motor's laying flat. I actually want to tilt it up and put it inside the body. I want it to be vertically high instead of horizontally high, if you get what I mean. So I wanted to show Sabri that so he knows what we're kind of looking at. I found this today. The reason I was searching because I wanted an actual list of things I could actually judge, that I could actually go, I'm not trying, I now don't have to actually buy a Louis robot just to take it apart to see what they're using. I can actually now have a jumping off point for a list. Obviously, they don't tell me what motors are used to drive the track. So fun. And it's actually only $163 for a DIY kit, which was impressive. But I wanted to show that for Sabri so he had a kind of idea what's going on there.
Yeah,
Go
and,
for a
Spencer, when will you have that completed and a bill of materials ready so we can purchase the parts and get those shipped over here to Limnos? Because we're part of what we're getting, of course, is soldering kit, and Antoine is here, so I mean that could be like the next thing that he starts to work on, maybe with also the new guys that come here. But I mean, we'll have, and we can put that's perfect to put in the lab because we can put it on a desk, and then team can access it fairly easily and control it remotely.
I would want it to be quickly. Again, I have my move coming up, so that's gonna delay some stuff. But yes, I do hope to have it there as Antoine. Well, Antoine's at the lab, so then we can have someone there that could put it together and run it. My thing is I would probably create a task with like Indra, Haroon, whoever's doing more the CAIPO bill of materials for the electronic side. Like, because I'm not an electrical person. So I would need to know what can I get rid of, what can I sub out for a bigger board, what can I, do there. And I would like to purchase this kit so then I could actually look at the parts themselves and modify them and actually have a physical model for myself. But for bill of materials, it really depends on kind of the speed that everybody works at. I would like to have it by a month, but that's aiming for the stars in my opinion because of how much probably substitution and maybe addition we would have to do, especially for adding a LiDAR sensor, as Indra has made for her simulation. She had to add a LiDAR sensor for pathing. So we would have to include that. So that might inflate the BOM. I with my move coming up, I'm not sure if I could give a deadline or not, and that's my honest opinion. But
okay, well let's I think Haroon's is on pause for the foreseeable future. Sabri and Antoine are kind of full-time right now, and they're both IoT and in Humanoid, and this is kind of an IoT project. I mean, if
yes,
you look at
yes, that's what I've always
it's
been thinking of. Like this is IoT CAIPO encoded. Like the
yeah,
electronics are exactly nearly identical. So I'm like can we combine forces on this project and say this is like the upgraded CAIPO. This is your living partner, basically.
Yeah. So maybe a task for Sabri and Antoine is to do some research on this bill of materials that Spencer found. Louis the robot. I've seen other ones that are very similar. They're on Kickstarter. There's probably like half a dozen of them. it's not, you know, Louis came out like 2 years ago. They didn't get off the ground. They had a Kickstarter campaign. I don't know what they did. They came back. They had another Kickstarter campaign, and so you can research. I think you'll be able to find fairly easily using ChatGPT. You know, like the bill of materials on parts that these other companies are using, and then put a list together, compare, do a matrix, who they are, what they're using. And, you know, we can get our first one. I mean, you know, get something sent over here and started. And if we need to get some more sensors later on, we can get them shipped. You know, I think we can do that fairly easy. It's, you know, it's not rocket science. You know, if we can try to see if we can get that by the 28th in 2 weeks, and then order something and get it shipped. And, you know, this is, you know, we'll have the base parts at
And
least.
then my last thing for update, I know there was a task to make a team buddy task for all the team leads. I forgot because I got the job offer the day after, so I completely blanked it. But I will make that task for the team leads. If you don't know what that is, there was a conversation about the team buddies, like for QA for all of you, what kind of AI buddy you would want. What kind of, like, what would you want your AI buddy to be able to do? That was conversation, I think, last Sunday's meeting. I think that was talked about, but I'll make that task today as well. But I just wanted to bring that up so that at least the team leads knew what was going on.
Okay, and then you'll do also the task for Sabri and Antoine to
Yes.
do the research.
Yeah, so
Okay.
yeah, for those for the bill of materials. Okay.
Sounds good. And by the way, Antoine had mentioned that he was working on some tasks when I met the other day with him, and that he didn't have a task on Notion. So I just want to remind everybody that if you're working on a task on Notion, if you're working on a task and it's being credited, you know, it needs to have a task on Notion in order for you to get credited. If it doesn't, you won't get credited, you know, unless it gets approved. But sometimes, you know, we're a startup, things are falling through the cracks. So I think Mohammed didn't put together the task on Notion. So, you know, please reach out to us if you're working on tasks and there's not a task in Notion, but you're working on a task and you're tracking it as part of your internship time. You know, get to the team lead and make sure we create that task on Notion.
Okay.
And we'll credit you, of course. Thank you.
Yes. So, okay. I have that. And then, well, I gotta log off. Indra, if you want to continue guiding the meeting from here.
For sure. I will already apologize if I get out of breath because I'm still trying to recover from my sinusitis, so it's kind of hard. I'll try to talk slowly and we'll finish it. So the next team up would be the IoT team. Sabri, or I don't think if we have someone else on the team, can you give us an update?
So actually for I don't know if can you hear me, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, so we didn't get much from the last meeting. So there is no big thing. I think the bill of material is being purchased by Muhammad. I also still waiting for the meeting with Harun. So basically, but a huge work should be started. The meeting with Harun is essential for us to continue developing our tasks there. So for now, I think Oliver is responsible for getting a meeting with Harun, and I don't know if it's done or no for now. So basically, that's it.
And
I
yeah,
think Oliver is here.
Yeah. The meeting with Harun, for what it seems, he's not very available right now. I did ask him to send us as soon as he can the resources that he made on his side, because he did say that they are on his personal, like probably on his computer more than even GitHub. So I am still waiting for his GitHub. He hasn't replied any more with that since this week. I'll try to get that before, but he hasn't really scheduled any meeting yet, so I'll have to follow up again with him to see when he'll be able to do it.
And, when did you reach out to him and communicate with him last?
I think it was before this weekend, like Friday or Thursday. No, probably Friday.
Sunday, 2 days ago?
Yeah, 2 days ago. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if you could please follow up with him again and I think, if we all I know he's really busy right now and but we need to kind of chase him. There is no reason why he should have that on his personal GitHub. All of the stuff that he has should be on the company documentation. And unfortunately, it's our bad that we're letting these things happen. It doesn't matter if you're a team lead or not. Especially if you're a team lead. These things should be in the company repository. And we shouldn't have to be chasing anybody. So the team leads, please make sure that all code and whatever we're working on is within the company's systems. And please, Oliver, communicate with him. I'm also going to communicate with him. It's not, yeah. So we got to move forward.
Also, Antoine suggests that we should make masterclass for the IoT team because there is a lot of knowledge that the new members should know about. So I think for the next meeting, we will work on making a masterclass that covers all the work that we are working on FloLab. So basically, this is the work done for the last week.
Yeah,
Yes,
and he was supposed.
that's because John showed me a link on Notion about some documentation on CAIPO, and it was the first time I saw that, and he asked me if I had some kind of like masterclass for IoT, and I did not, so that's why. And when I asked Harun about it, he answered that he only has a few links, so there's no masterclass done yet.
Yeah, Harun was supposed to. I thought he put the master class together. That's what I recall was communicated to me during our meetings. But so we want to get whatever he's come up with. And Sabri, if you and Antoine, again, your focus is kind of IoT. If you could take the lead and responsibility for getting whatever Harun has, and then looking at what our general master class for IoT needs to be, and then specifically the modules. So a module should be like whoever's going to be putting soldering, for example, right? We don't need everybody taking soldering, but Antoine probably needs to take a module on soldering. But you can look at Indra's done a very good job creating kind of the dev master classes in front end, back end, and multimodal, and then having some modules there. So I think that's for right now. That's probably the examples you can look at to kind of frame it, create that type of a framework. Um,
Mhm. Yeah. So basically, the big thing with the IoT team is getting the work done from Harun, and after that, me, Antoine, and Oliver, we will focus on improving the GitHub repository and making some masterclass.
Yes, the GitHub was a mess.
Yeah. The most important point now is getting a readable, well-documented, and functional code. So this is the most important point for now, and then we can move to the other tasks.
Got it. Thank you, guys. Now let's talk a little bit about the FloBrain. For the front end, we started functional testing. For now, it's manually, but we'll try to automate it. And we are working on integrating Google Analytics and Sentry to track error and monitor user flow and navigation. And we are applying the search engine optimization techniques that we found in the research that we've done. For the FloBrain backend, we are getting the token usage information from the multimodal system. We are also defining tasks to develop the memory architecture. So we can start developing, I think, this next week. And we are also checking the APIs to stop sending mock data and start sending real information from the system. And our next step is to integrate the multimodal system. Because for the multimodal system, we've deployed the microservice, so now we can access it via API. And we are setting up the GPU to deploy the models. And for the duplex model, that is the voice and video model for interaction, we are creating the test cases. For the QA team, since we don't have one, aside from doing the functional testing in the FloBrain by the front-end team, we don't have any updates. And then lastly, from my side of things, for the FloLabs Travel, we are working both with the backend and the front-end team. So I divided a little bit the FloBrain front-end to work also in the FloLabs Travel, and the same goes for the backend team. So the backend team worked on the bugs that we were having for the FloLabs Travel, and they are actually assured that the errors are not coming from the APIs, so we strictly based a front-end error, and then the front-end team is working on the bugs right now. Now let's hear a little bit about automation. Mama, are you here with us? Can you tell us a little bit how's going on with the automation team?
Hello everyone. I'm sorry my cam is off because my internet. Okay, for automation update, this week we focused on improving documentation standards and reviewing task progress through live demonstrations and updating the automation masterclass curriculum. Okay, for the documentation, for task documentation, we established documentation guidelines for all automation projects. Code-based projects should maintain technical documentation on GitHub. Workflow explanations and decisions and implementation details should be documented in Notion. Okay, for the for the automation master classes, the curriculum was reorganized and updated. N8N now is the primary automation platform that we use. And AI-assisted automation learning use Claude and ChatGPT was added, and also Cursor. The final project requirements we were were expanded to include testing, monitoring, error handling, and documentation. The draft is now under team review and feedback collection. And for project updates, first task that we have Zoom, YouTube, and Discord automation. Discord publishing was successfully tested. The main blocker is Zoom admin access and required permissions. Once the access is granted, the team expects to complete end-to-end testing. The second task we are working on Indeed applicant CV extraction and automated HR follow-up. The workflow was tested successfully. The team is preparing a final demonstration and documentation. Global error handling and system monitoring. This task, the workflow has been implemented and tested by the team. We are waiting for migration to the shared FloLabs N8N environment and final review. And the last thing that we have, HubSpot email response automation. The database and automation infrastructure are operational during testing. During testing, we identified a change in the HubSpot email form layout that affected data extraction. We are working on this issue now, and I think by the end of this week, Mr. John, I think we are I know we are testing this workflow, and it's done the first two steps with their reminders. I think by the end of this week and before our automation team meeting, every steps before orientation meeting, they will be done. And this is the update for automation team.
Great. There are a lot of things. Good to see that the automation having a lot of work to do.
Umama, you said before the automation team, what's going to be done?
Every steps with their reminders and before the orientation meeting. All the steps before orientation meeting, they will be done, I think. Not only the first two steps.
Okay, and are you saying that the first two steps are now completed?
We only having an issue with extraction, extract the data from the new HubSpot form only.
Okay, and so when do you think that's going to be resolved?
By the end of this day, because we are
Okay.
working on it now. Yes.
Okay, are you working on it with Basil?
Yes, I'm working on it, Basil.
Okay. Okay, now I understand. So that's going to be done by the end of the day, the first, second email, and then completed after that up until orientation. Okay, so that sounds good. And I think Nago also had worked on some automation. I don't know if you want to give an update, Nago.
Okay, hello everyone. So I worked on an automation task. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, it's an automation task for applicants applying through the Indeed channel. So this automation is to once we receive an email in the organization account, automatically the workflow will pick the email, pick the applicant's name and signature, and also detect the attachment, extract the CV from the attachment. Now extract the content of the CV, where we'll just take the applicant's full name and their email. Then automatically the HR, first email from the HR will go back to the applicant directly to their email and not through Indeed anymore. So that's basically what the workflow is all about. And an update was done on the workflow. It was done on the workflow a few days ago. where for applicants who, from some persons may forget to input their personal emails, maybe by mistake, in their CV. So this workflow would as well redirect them for manual review. So I don't know. Is it necessary for me to share my screen so we'll see what the workflow is about?
Okay, that was good. That was good.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Nogo. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Nago. Do we have anything else for the automation team, or that's it?
One thing I have to add, I've heard you, Indra, talking about something you wanted to automate it. So please feel free to share it with us so we can work on it, please. Am I right or not?
I don't think it's makes sense for the automation team to do it. I think it's more a developer thing to do it. It's just because we can, like when we are testing a website, one of the testings we do is like when we don't look at the code or we just look at the interface and try to play with it to see if everything behaving accordingly. And we can do that manually. So we ourselves have to go there and click on everything, type on everything. But we can also create a script for a program to do it. So I think the automation team has a lot of stuff to do. I think you don't have to worry about that. It's more a developer side of work. But
Right.
thank you very much, Mama.
You're welcome.
Yeah, one of the things we talked about with Mohammed, and he had an exam earlier, and I think he's either at the exam or maybe he's sleeping. I don't know. But he, one of the things, I'm not sure it's on your list or not, but the process of after a meeting, tasks are assigned in that meeting. And for example, what we were talking about earlier, a task that we discussed in a meeting for Antoine to do some research, and it wasn't updated in Notion. He ended up doing it anyway, but sometimes we've seen in some meetings we talk about things, and a lot of the stuff that we talk about is not necessarily captured in the description of the task, even though we talk about it in the meeting. And just because the team leads or whoever's creating that task is just kind of writing it down during the meeting, whatever they can. And what we want to do, what we've done manually, is we have some certain prompts. We go to take the transcription from Zoom, we inject it into ChatGPT, and we ask it to summarize and to give us a detailed list of tasks that were assigned and be descriptive about and specific. So it gives you kind of a comprehensive and so yeah, and I know just in general, organizations have a similar issue because they're in meetings and you usually have a team lead, a manager that's kind of writing things down and kind of, they have their weekly meeting just like we have. It's like it's a normal company standard operating procedures. So we want to take the transcription, like right after the meeting, take the transcription once it's ready, inject it, put in the right prompts, get the feedback, take that, update it into Notion as tasks that were assigned with the description, and then, have it maybe a manual trigger. The team lead needs to check it and then approve. Yep, that's right. And then that gets assigned. Something like that. We want to work through that process. This can give team leads and teams and project managers, that's AI on steroids, helping them with their tasks. And so, yeah, we want to, that's probably one of our priority tasks after the recruitment stuff is done. Because we've just seen it time and time again where the minutes from the meetings aren't communicated properly and things are missed and it's not described properly. And then sometimes the team leads is sending out, here's the transcription. But so that was one of the conversations, is like they put the transcription so the team members can go and check it out. But obviously team members aren't going to go and take the transcription and what did the team lead or John say, and try to figure that out. So it's not realistic. But automating, like I just talked about, is realistic, and that'll help tremendously.
Maybe, Mr. Jonah, if we were in our task Zoom, when we are uploading Zoom meetings to Discord channels, we can upload with them a summary for this Zoom meeting before creating a task and updating them on Notion. Maybe this is a good start for this thing.
Well, we already have the prompts, and Daniela was starting to do that some time ago, and she would at the PM meetings that you're supposed to be at, and she would have the transcription, the summary, and the tasks that were assigned, and it works pretty well. I don't think we need to first start with the transcription and kind of do a summary. We have the prompts. It works. It's proven. So I think we just need to kind of figure out what those prompts were, have the team look at it, see if we want to change the prompts, improve on what's already there, and and have the summary, have the action items that was discussed, and what Spencer and what the team leads are supposed to be doing, like having the summary in the meeting, so we can kind of start with a summary at the beginning of the next meeting, so we pull that summary into the agenda, so then all that stuff is automated. And yeah.
I will add this task for our list, and we will see.
Okay, well, you can start off with this meeting and then do this meeting and, have it go into detail.
Guys, I have flash news. It's completely unrelated, but Harun will be coming to the next IoT meeting, and he will send us all the files we need at that exact moment, because he did some stuff, but I'm not sure if he knows exactly what he has to send, so he'll just attend the next IoT meeting. Sorry for completely breaking the flow. It's completely unrelated, but now you know. Okay.
Thanks. Okay, thank you, Mama. I think this is a great task to focus on after all the other tasks. Put them on the list.
Yes, of
Oliver,
course.
Oliver, did you just get an acceptance from Harun to have a meeting with him?
He replied to me on LinkedIn. He will join the next IoT meeting, so Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay.
Indra, back.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mama. Great news from Oliver. Thank you, guys. Let's head to data team. I think the only one from data here would be Washing. Do you have any news for us, Washing, from the data team?
Now the data team, we convert the data into the Powered BIs, and also we use the Google Cloud console to manage the data and the website. And now we also collect the material to create the master class for the data team, especially focusing on the BigQuery parts. Yeah, this is now the information.
Okay. Thank you very much, Washing. And then design. Sharon, do you have anything for us?
Okay, so we are still working on websites. Hephaestus homepage is done. Robo Collective, we are going to update based on feedbacks soon. That task, we just managed to assign that one. We're also working on FloBrain, what the future version can look like. Let me see what else we have. Yeah, other than that, there's the design systems. I can show what we have as design systems if you want.
Sure.
Or
Go ahead.
websites. So this is done by Dina, a member of our team. There are only for 4 websites right now, but let me show the one for FloLabs Innovations Group website. So we have the, let's say, personification of it a little bit, and like what it needs to show: accessible, scalable, consistent. And we have the key features, the design principles that is basically showing, plus a bit more personification here, being reliable and all. We have the color systems for light mode, primary, secondary, accent, neutral colors, and semantics. Then we have the dark mode palette, primary, secondary, surface, and text colors. A little bit of a color usage guide, references for colors, and example of use. And we have the typography system, headings and body text a bit more separated with the fonts, scales being written. Then the guidelines. And then we have the spacing system. And the guidelines. Sorry. We have elevation and shadows, because the AI usually gives a lot of it. The classic nearly stereotyped AI design thing. The border radius system, buttons in different states, secondary ghosts, icons, and the guidelines of it. Then we have cards. Navigation, tags and badges, and the accessibility guidelines. Checklist and examples of correct usage for accessibility. This, for example, is a whole system for the FloLabs International, FloLabs Innovations Group website. They differ a little bit by the focus and principles, and of course colors. But otherwise, they're pretty much the same. Or clarifying the system of each for AI to actually understand and hopefully keep it in its system rather than us reminding like every three or 4 times during the chat. Yeah, this is what we have.
Great, amazing work, Jaden. Thank you very
Also,
much.
we are also updating the masterclass. We were kind of trying to clarify the questions. We didn't separate it into modules. They're all in one. But yeah, that's also ongoing.
Yeah, and I think Diego, do you have an update on what you've been working on?
I think he's not here now. He's right back.
Okay, because I know he's been, and I think he missed the last design meeting, so I don't think he was working on some things. And yeah, I know we had the mood changer update, but I don't know. Maybe I'll share my screen and we can look at the mood changer site real quick because it looks pretty good and it's worth. Okay. So this is our flags and soccer. Perfect. World Cup is going on. I know everybody's kind of started watching that. Yeah, so That should not be FloMed. It should be mood changer smart devices. But yeah, it looks pretty amazing. You guys did a great job. There's sure people haven't looked at all of this yet. So I haven't seen this right here. Mhm. This is working. There's some things that of course, we're working also on getting our own smart scale as kind of being an OEM um, that we're looking at. We're planning on having a call in the next week with a company in China that is also providing scales through one of the competitors called Hume. And right. So these are some of the things we're looking at, kind of having a smart bottle, smart scale. Of course, our smart robots, once we have our mini desktop robot and we have our humanoids with Unitree that we can put the FloBrain on and really help people. But, you know, y'all did a great job. Great job, guys. This and yeah, I don't know. Did Diego, are you back? Diego, do you want to give us an update on what you were working on? And I don't know. I think who was I know Serena and Jaren, were you the two of you were working on mood changer? Who was working on that?
No, I didn't work in Mood
Claudia,
Changer.
Claudia and
Claudia.
Serena were working on.
Yeah, okay. Look, it's amazing. Great job. Diego?
So for the past week, it has been a pretty busy week for me as well. I wasn't expecting it because I had some things I had to do with regarding a surgery my girlfriend's going to make in a few days. So I had to get some things done regarding this, so I couldn't really work too much on that much things. I was trying to catch up on the FloBrain design system that we are currently reviewing, and mostly for between Friday and Saturday, I've been working in the podcast and video opening, like the introduction clip, and I get pretty much done. I was working with Serena, her name, Serena, right?
Yeah.
And she provided me her feedbacks, and we pretty much did it. I think it's the only solid thing I can show in the meeting. It's not really related to the design meeting. And we're going to start gathering the Robo Collective feedbacks that we got from our team members and put it to practice. I think Turin already mentioned that. We're gonna update the website. And I'd like to ask if the TARL and the FloLabs International changes that we did are already up. They're already like pushed to the actual website.
I don't know. Mohammed's not here, so I mean, you'd have to check the website and see if
Okay.
they did share it with us.
Which website?
Oh yeah, it's already up. The Taro website.
Do you want to share Taro, the
Yeah.
new Taro website? I haven't seen that yet.
Yes.
Um,
So this is the website that we did for when we had a discussion of how to enhance our prompts based on other websites regarding cloud and cursors. So this is what we came up with. It's already up on the website. And I think we plan to do pretty much the same enhancement in our other websites as we discussed already in the past design meeting. And we're probably going towards the same direction with Robo Collective as well, alongside the team member feedback changes that we received. And I think Joreen already did it, already created the task. And I don't know if she mentioned because I was away for a little bit while. So, but we're planning to do the same thing as we did with Robo Collective, to gather feedbacks from everyone from different teams, and just to provide what they think should be changed, or some bugs or some errors that they found for FloLabs International as well. So we had this website that we did already, and I don't really know who she assigned this task to, but we would like to get your feedbacks as well for us to continuously update it. And
I only assigned the design team right now.
oh, only the design team. Okay.
I mean, we can, of course, get feedback from everyone. That would be even better.
And I don't think that it's relevant for this meeting as well, but I can show the introduction videos as well, since it's the thing I worked the most this week.
Okay.
Oh, it's assigned to the design team as well, so that works as well. So I created 2 versions of each: the Connecting the Dots podcast introduction and the FloLabs general video website general video introduction. The short videos, the I don't know how it's called, like the cell phone version, the mobile version of it. And then the transition for the video. And the podcast one that is a little bit longer. There's the other version as well, the escape one. And the only feedback I got is from Serena, so we can, I still have the video files right here, so we can change it however you guys feel it's needed.
Great progress. Great progress, everybody. Good job, Diego. Okay, Indra, back to you. Thank you, Diego. Indra? Is Indra here with us?
oh, sorry, I was muted.
Okay.
Yeah, I said a lot of things. Let me remember what I said. Okay, I first asked if we had any more updates from the design team, but I guess not. Then I said we could have an update from the space team, but Pranad's not with us. Do you have an update, John, from that team?
Well, we are about to launch a new site. I don't think it's up. I don't think it's up, but let me just check to see if by chance mm, this one's, it's not, no. So yeah, we're launching a new site, Cosmos Intelligence. If you know what artificial intelligence is, AI, this is Cosmos Intelligence, CI, and Cosmos Intelligence will be our kind of twofold. It will be our website for our Space Buddy as a standalone product, and basically a learning platform. Yes, it'll be connected to the phone to look up at the sky and talk to you as an AI, but our plan is to source data from all these organizations like NASA, European Space Agency, Ellen Rubinstein Observatory. There's so much data out there of space-related data that's all open source, and not just images, but pulsars and quasars and radio signals, a lot of stuff from a lot of different sources. And so as we move forward, the plan is to aggregate all that data and reuse it in a sense for people, I guess, like me. You know, I'm a space buff. I've had the privilege to go see three space launches, 2 night launches and a day launch, and 1 landing at Edwards Air Force Base, and seen a lot of, like, organized a space conference 15 years ago, over 15 years ago now. The Story Musgrave was our keynote, and I probably spent half an hour a day, like influencers, space influencers, girl that was working at NASA before, she's pretty popular, and Neil deGrasse Tyson yes, and others, but just, you know, you guys are at a point in time where everything, you're just like, oh yeah, there's trillions of stars out there, trillions of galaxies. But in my lifetime, you know, when I was your age, this stuff was just starting. We didn't have the Hubble. Story actually was the mission specialist. One of the launches that I saw, he went to fix the Hubble telescope when it was down, and he was the mission specialist on that mission. And now with James Webb and with all of this, you know, all these telescopes out there and these sensors that we're able to see other galaxies and understand kind of what's going on, just amazing. And so I'm sure everybody's heard that SpaceX went public, and you know, we have very similar vision for what we want to do with Cosmos Intelligence and what Elon wants to do with SpaceX. We also want to take people to the moon, to Mars, and beyond. But we want to take them with, you know, showing them this data. We can, you know, we're not going to, what SpaceX wants to do is for the few, the rich, and the privileged. We get to take space to everybody because we have, this platform that will be able to push all that stuff out, and people that are interested to learn about space and the cosmos. And part of that project is going to be related to Tarl and to study space and how particles are moving and whatever else is moving, and are those galaxies communicating? Are they communicating? Are they intelligent? Cosmos, is that a big brain out there that's sending messages back and forth, and they're like neurons? And so we're going to do some very interesting research, pretty amazing stuff, and we're going to be advertising through Tarl for people that are interested in that type of research, and and starting to work on that. So that's some really exciting stuff.
Great. Great to hear it. I think, sorry. I think that's all of the teams we had. Now we can go through the room and talk to the people who haven't talked yet. Let's start with Ruslan. How are things going on your side?
Hello, everyone. I'm currently setting up a hybrid AI again to work with project using the Gemini Pro API and local Olama for reading project with service API tokens and for working with point fixes. Also work with data compression for did the better. It's L for now.
Okay. Got it. Talking about AI, that actually reminded me, did we have a problem with Cursor account? Because when I open my Cursor, it says that it's missing a payment.
Yeah, I saw an email. If you're on the dev dot something at FloLabs email list, I saw an email that Cursor, the payment didn't go through. Maybe because we had to shut down the credit cards and we had to get new cards. So I think that's what the issue is. I forwarded that to Mohammed, but I didn't get a response from him. So hopefully he'll get that resolved soon.
Got it. Okay. Thank you, John. Thank you, Ruslan. Julia, how are things going on your side? Why I keep getting wrong?
So I haven't actually been able to really kind of do anything past the Robo Collective research that I've already been doing for the past, I guess, several weeks. So I could potentially present that kind of my findings on the different terms of service of various competitors of Robo Collective. If you guys want, I could share that right now. But otherwise, I haven't really received any tasks and notions besides that I can really get started on. I do remember last week in the Mood Changer meeting, we kind of discussed about doing a similar thing for Flow Health, researching the different competitors for Flow Health and doing a very similar kind of breakdown, just in terms of Mood Changers. So that's what's going on with me.
Okay, thank you, Julia. Yeah, I think it's better to present that when Spencer's here, maybe next week. And yeah, and I know you've been trying to meet with Mohammed, so hopefully you'll be able to meet with him tomorrow. And yeah, there should be a task also for this for the health, so you do some research on that in parallel. And also we have I think on the one of the tasks we're looking at is we created an LLC for Robo Collective. It's called a Series LLC, and it allows to have child LLCs under it without paying an additional fee, but you have to just pay like a $30 DBA, doing business as. And I know we want to move forward on incorporating, creating LLCs for Tarl and all of these 15 sites that we have. That allows us to advertise them on Indeed is one of the reasons. But so, yeah, so that's one of the things we'll be working on, you'll be working on. So, yeah, sorry, be patient with Mohammed here.
No worries.
Julie, you're doing a great job.
I'll check Notion to see if there's a task for Flow Health, you know, that kind of thing. Because like I haven't actually seen it kind of assigned to me yet, but I'll definitely kind of reach out if I don't see it for whatever reason.
Okay, great, thank you.
Thank you, Julia. Now, Rawa, how are things going on your end?
Most likely I'm focusing on my automation and its end. That's been taking my attention, and then I did figure it out. I actually get the PM Zoom account Muhammad did give me, which is thank you to him. That's why I've been struggling a lot. And I did figure that out. I did connect the Zoom with N8N. I've been recording on the PM account actually, then delete it, and then that works. And my other difficulty to do is the validation link. It does connect. It does connect to the Zoom and N8N, but Zoom said the validation was failed, and I did add crypto on my N8N, and that works too. So now I'm almost there, and yeah, but that been taking my attention, and it took me a lot of times.
Good to know, Rawa. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think we're only missing Oliver.
So in terms of actually building stuff, I haven't really done much. I mean, especially this week because it was a tough week on my side. However, I did found out what was taking so much consumption from my personal resources in our AWS on Chronos, and that was technically last week. Since then, I've been checking it out. It's still using a Neon database for some reason, which I'm fixing as we speak because I received an email today. But right now, it's essentially everything is running on a single container. So Chronos and Hephaestus International, this the beta I kind of developed. So the performance improved. It may decrease when we have the moment we have a lot of traffic, which is probably not going to be right now. So it looks like it's going to be the way to go because it's the cheapest way to have that on AWS. So the moment that we deploy that on a new AWS account, it will basically just be a container and the content on the GitHub. So in that sense, I think I decreased the cost to the minimum for Chronos by now. This week I haven't done much. I've been really focusing mostly on operations and survival. So that was kind of the week. This week that's coming, I plan on really getting up to date. It's mostly operations because I have a few thousands of messages I haven't replied to on Discord, which is kind of insane. So that's probably the best place to start. And I think I'll just be helping randomly the IoT team and probably trying to help Spencer with some things.
Great. Thank you, Oliver. Does anyone else want to add anything?
Yeah, I want to add something. This week I did some research on the WeChat because the last week meeting you mentioned it. Yeah, I will give a short presentation. Yeah, now I want to share the screen. Wait a moment.
Okay.
It will be just a short presentation. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yeah. I will talk about the WeChat and the three parties apps in WeChat. From this presentation, I want to talk it from this five sides. So let's start. What is the WeChat? WeChat is a Chinese app. For the WeChat itself, it's like a communication, social networking, and payment apps. You can imagine is app is combine the WhatsApp, X, and the Sales. It combine a lot of the thing. And for the communication area and the payment area is the top apps in China, which has covered a lot of the different age the users, including the young children to the old person. And for the payment, now the Chinese person, when they want to buy something, they will don't pay by cash. They will just pay by Alipay or WeChat. Even you want to buy just a vegetable on the street, people will accept the WeChat. If we but what I have mentioned is just WeChat itself. But adding the three-party apps, WeChat will be a separate app. But I think it not just an app. I am more consider it as like apps ecosystem. So I will explain what is those three-parties apps. Um, those apps actually is called the meaning programs. You can consider that WeChat is already an app, but inside the WeChat, you can also use the others apps, but it's the right way. But those servers is provided by the other company, not WeChat itself. I will make an example, Starbucks. In for the United States person, when you want to order coffee from Starbucks, you may use the website and or use their app or DoorDash. But for the Chinese person, they may just use the WeChat and find the WeChat's mini program and create it, and then you can order coffee. It's very easy to do it. But WeChat, the mini programs is not just cover the order a coffee. It cover a lot of things. It cover the commute, the order a meal, buy a ticket, the bill, and even the government. For the United States person, they maybe use the different apps to do the different thing. And of course, Chinese person can also do the same thing, but people perform to use the WeChat meaning programs to do all the thing. Even the government things. For example, during the COVID-19, the Chinese government used the WeChat mini program to manage the people's health. But why WeChat can do it? Why Chinese person prefer the WeChat, and why the others company and others team and willing to develop and create those mini programs to integrate to WeChat, although they also have the apps. I mean, such as they are also have the Starbucks apps, but they also have the mini programs apps. So for the user side, user do not want to download a lot of the apps. They don't want to. There are lots of the apps on their phone, and they don't want to register a lot of the free parties apps. If you use the WeChat mini programs, you just need to create it, don't need to download, and you don't need to fill your email, your phone number, or your location on those things, because you can just use the WeChat account information to register, don't do the other thing. And for the company, because there are a lot of the users in WeChat, and they are strong social network. So if they are integrate their service into WeChat, they can use those users' information. It's more easy to make them to for the user to know those servers. But how about the beginning? I mean, how about when the WeChat starts? There are not a lot of the person, but this situation is wrong. Even at the beginning, WeChat is not a small or a medium app. It's a strong potential app. Why? Because it's created by Tencent. I think maybe some of you maybe know this company. It's very popular in China. And at that time, it have the top uh, internet companies in China. And also at that time, Tencent also have the others communicate apps. It's called QQ, and QQ also supports WeChat. So WeChat is developed very, very quickly, very fast, even at the beginning. And also, it's based on the current business environment. Because now the Chinese user already accepts those rates, and the others company and others team also develop the mini progress. If you don't do it, you will lose a lot of the user. And because in the end, it's easier to develop the mini programs than the apps because there are a lot of the smart person in Tencent, so they provide a lot of the API or other thing can make it more easy. Can make it easier. I will express this part in the follow page. But now let's talk about is there something similar or what is the different thing? And actually, in the United States or other places, there are the similar technology, such as the Google and Apple. They also provide something, but there's still some different. And the PWA, I remember last week during the meeting, some of the members already have talked about this, but actually, I'm not very familiar. This is my first time hearing. But there's still a lot of the different because WeChat can use on the iOS or the Android. It can use to a lot of the platform, but other things is different because those two companies compete, so they are not allowed those way. And also the mini progress is covers almost all the thing on our daily life, but is provided by the three parties company, but some of them is just provided by themselves. And now I want to talk about how to do it, how to develop those meaning progress by the technical side. And actually, it is very similar to just develop a small ads. You also need to use the front end, the back end, and the API those things. You also use the JavaScripts and some similar techniques. And for the backend, you can also use the common tools, but also use those cloud function which is provided by WeChat team. And those cloud servers and the APIs make it easier to develop because it provides a lot of the information, a lot of the help. But actually, how about if we want to develop an ad is in size, also combine the other small apps. Actually, it's not a difficult thing. It's just like develop lightweight apps, but it just talk about design the meaning apps. However, for the connection will be very, very difficult. I mean, how to connect the apps and the mini apps, it will be different. It's the totally different way because you need to consider a lot of the thing. You need to consider the results, the UI, and the communication, the security, a lot of things. Because you need to make sure the meaning apps change will not change the app itself, and the app itself change will not change the meaning apps. So there are still a lot of things we need to consider if when do the connecting. But for the WeChat meaning progress, because the team have to consider those things, so we don't need to do the connection part if develop a meaning progress. But if we do the same thing, it will be totally different. And I think if we want to do, we can follow this way to analyze it. But I think it's still not an easy thing. And this is a short presentation. I also write the great writing on the Notion. It is combine a lot of the thing. If you are interested in it, you can read it. And this all the thing. And thank you so much.
Great, Wusheng, thank you. And I'm not sure if anybody has any questions but I'd like to know, like kind of a product roadmap. If we want, to me, when I was living in China last year for 3 months, I was using WeChat, and to me, like WeChat is an app within an app store within an app store. And so you open it and it has a bunch of different apps that you can use, and so I guess, Wusheng, what I want to try and understand is as they've positioned, WeChat is kind of the everything app. And I know Elon has also, he's trying to create the everything app. I think he has the domain name everything app or something like that. And that's one of his plans. And Notion is trying to be the everything app. And when I did some research on this some time ago, probably when I was in China, maybe afterwards, a little bit after, but what AI, what ChatGPT had suggested is, we could kind of like start off and maybe be the everything app initially for sensors. Let's say, for example, or robotics. So maybe we launch where all the companies like Strava and all these fitness apps, they want, we're like the fitness app store, and we have all their apps within our app. And then we have a kind of a framework, so it's much easier for them to develop within our app. But, I don't, that was some, again, initial research that I did back then. So I don't, in my thinking, we have a bunch of apps that are within our app because within FloBrain, we're creating a data buddy, a legal buddy, space buddy, all of these different buddies, right? And they're all almost like, and they will be positioned as separate sites, as standalone sites, including in addition to being part of FloBrain. But so as we launch, what would be a roadmap? And I'd like you to do some research, because my thinking is initially it's all of our buddies are, they're within the Flow ecosystem initially, and then maybe we have our strategy to reach out to other sensor apps or health fitness apps, and then maybe robotics apps, for example, and then kind of build from there. But so could you do some research, continue your research, and maybe see what, if we wanted to be the everything app within kind of the FloBrain, I guess, is we're trying to position FloBrain to be the everything app. how would we do that? What would be kind of, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, etc.?
Yeah, I think I can try to continue to do this research. But I think the weight maybe some different with the WeChat. But I think we can refer from it.
Okay, thank you, Wosheng.
Okay, thank you, Wosheng. Anyone else want to add anything? No, so I think that's it for us today, guys. I hope you all have a great rest of the weekend and a great week.
Thank you, Indra. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, have a nice
Thank
week,
you.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.